Good evening, everyone. Okay, today we will talk the topic in English prose subject about approaches and methods, or particularly about levels of styles. So let's begin our discussion by talking about language as a cognitive code. The first observation to make is that as a code, language is multi-level. It is necessary to distinguish three levels of organization in language. In addition to the level of semantics or to the level of meaning, there are the levels of syntax, or it is also called as the lexigrammar and phonology, which together form the expression plane of language. These two levels constitute what is often referred to as the double articulation of linguistic form. Phonology being the sound pattern of the language, it belongs phonemes, stress, rhythm, and intonation, and syntax being, roughly speaking, the more abstract grammatical and lexical form of language. So here, I'd like to tell you or explain to you about the first observation in language is about a code. So here, language is regarded as multi-level. Here, it is also needed to distinguish or differentiate three levels of organization in language. The first one is semantics level. The second one is syntax level. And the third one is phonology level. They together form the expression plane of language. So here, please keep in your mind that there are three levels of organization in language that can be used to form the expression plane of language. The first one is semantics level. The second one is syntax level. And the third one is phonology level. And also, these two levels, okay, such as phonology and syntax, okay, become, okay, as you can see, phonology in one side become the sound pattern of the language. In other side, syntax being the more abstract grammatical and lexical form of the language itself. Okay, you have to divide which one is the three levels of organization in language and the two levels of constitute or the two levels that also referred to as the double articulation of linguistic form, including phonology and syntax. Okay, do you get the point? Between three levels of organization in language and two levels referred to as the double articulation of linguistic form. Okay, afterwards we will talk about encoding and decoding. Considered primarily as a means of spoken communication, language has been regarded both traditionally and in modern linguistics as a system for translating meanings in the speaker's mind into sounds, or conversely, for translating sounds into meanings in the ear's mind. Whether we think of the encoding, meaning to sound, or the decoding, sound to meaning process. Syntax is the formal code which mediates between structures of meaning and structures of sound. So what I'd like to emphasize here that is about the differentiation or the distinction between encoding and decoding. So, as you can see from my slide, encoding is meaning to sound process. Meanwhile, decoding means sound to meaning process. So, please understand these two definitions about encoding and decoding. Okay, so you wouldn't be making any mistake in determining the definition between both of them. Encoding means meaning to sound process. Meanwhile, decoding means sound to meaning process. Okay, in spoken communication, or both traditionally and in modern linguistics, system or the system for translating meaning in the speaker mind into sound, or conversely, for translating sound into meaning in the ear's mind, are really important. Okay, the ways of translating, okay, the ways of taking the meaning. So there are two activities here. The first one is known as encoding, and the second one is known as decoding. Okay, next. Now, okay, here you can see what we call here the diagram or the figure about the operation of language as a coding system. Okay, there are two models. The first one is model of reality, and the second one is the model of reality. The model of reality on the what we call here the left side, and the model reality on my right hand side. Okay, you can see that the way of writer encodes and the reader decodes. So writer encodes form the model of reality, and also reader decodes form also the model of reality. So we can say that the first model of reality and the second one is the second model of reality. So as you can see, writer encodes model of reality, produces message, okay, and then goes to the semantic level, and then comes to the syntactic level, and at the last one arrives at the graphological level. So there are three levels in model of reality based on writer encodes. Okay, semantic level, syntactic level, and then graphological level. At the end, okay, there will be the text. The text comes to the graphological level and then goes up to the syntactic level, semantic level, and message. So in readers decodes of model of reality, okay, we can see the flow, okay, what we call it, the footpath. Okay, the footpath from the writer encodes until it makes the model of reality in reader decode. So here we can see that the footpath or the flow from the message semantic level, syntactic level, graphological level until text. So these are the processes of making what we call the model of reality in reader decodes. Okay, but conversely, okay, from the reader decodes, it could be from the graphological level, goes up to the syntactic level, and then goes to the other level, to the semantic level, and then the product is the message itself from the reader decodes. Okay, so here writer encodes, meanwhile reader decodes. Not reader encodes, writer decodes. In this case, writer encodes the message and reader decodes the message. Okay, do you get the point? Okay, so next we will have, okay, equivalent in terms of the code. Linguistic phenomena may be equivalent in the sense that at one level of coding, they may be different, but at another level, they may be the same. It is the possibility of such many one codings that justifies a multi-level model of language in the first place. To take some simple lexical examples, judgment and judgment are two orthographic encodings or variants of the same, or specifically, it is called as syntactic level word. Often and frequently are two syntactic level encodings of the same meaning, which is what we mean when we say they are synonyms. In the decoding direction, heart has at least two senses. One, which is the opposite of easy, and another one, which is the opposite of soft. In other words, heart is ambiguous or polysemous. Again, the sequence of letter S, A, and W represents two different words. One a noun and the other a verb, which is the past tense form of C. Although stylistic is chiefly interested in encoding variants, it is in the nature of language as a multi-coding system. So here, I'd like to explain to you about the multi-coding system. We have what we call here the orthographic encoding, such as judgment and judgment. The tree diagram will be given in the next slide. And then you can see that often and frequently are two syntactic levels encoding of the same meaning. Okay. We can say that these two words are synonyms, often and frequently. In Indonesian, they are called as sering, often and frequently, synonyms. Or these two words have the same meaning. In the decoding direction, hard at least two senses, one which is the opposite of easy, another which is the opposite of soft. Okay, hard, easy, hard, and soft. So when hard is what we call it put or contracted with easy, we call this as the opposite. It is also with hard and soft. It is also called as the opposite. In other words, hard is ambiguous or polysemous. Again, the sequence of letters S, A, and W represent two different words. One a noun and the other a verb, which is the past tense form of see. Okay, see, sees. So, see. See is the present form, so is the past form verb. Past verb form. Okay. From see, we can see that it is a kind of simple present verb. So, it is a kind of simple past verb. Okay. These are called as the multi-coding system. So, okay, here. So when you want to see them clearly, okay, I've delivered you with the figure, mapping figure of equivalent in terms of the code itself. Okay, there are three levels, as I said before, three levels. The first level is semantics 1, the second one is syntax 1, and the third one is the graphology 1. So as you can see, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, here. Okay, please have a look. Semantic, non-easy, non-soft. Non-easy, non-soft mean hard. It is in semantic levels. Mapping figure of equivalent in terms of the code. Non-easy, soft, easy mean hard. Okay. They play in semantics level. When you find out this kind of words, the kind of the word like this one, non-easy and non-soft. Okay. They mean hard. Okay, and then many times means often and frequently. Many times, okay, placed in semantics level. Many times means often and frequently. Non-easy and non-soft means hard. They are the examples of semantics level. Mapping figure of equivalent in terms of the code in semantic levels. Okay, let's move to the next level. Okay, syntax levels. Okay, when you see the word so and so, verb, simple past verb, and so noun. It is a kind of equipment from the carpenter to cut the timber. to cut the wood. So and so. Okay. So and so. These are the syntax levels. But when you pronounce them, when you pronounce them, it plays in the graphology levels. Okay, it plays in graphology level. So, and then judgment. Okay, judgment. Okay, the first one means. Please find out the meaning. Judgment with A and judgment with E and judgment without E. What does it mean? You can check from the dictionary. The first one means. Hello. The first one means, or they have the same meaning. What does it mean? The first one. Judgment without E. Decision of judge or lawyer. Okay, and then the second one, judgment with E. We have two kinds of judgment. The first one means, please check your dictionary. I'd like to challenge you to find out the meaning first, so that you can differentiate which one is semantic level, syntax level, graphology level in terms of the code. Judgment with E means judgment without E are discriminating. The first one is the decision of judge or legal court. Okay, the second one? Discriminating? Okay, so here you can see that in the level of syntax, we saw that judgment, okay, it could be either with E or without E. But when it plays in graphology level, there will be what we call here as the two kinds of words: judgment as the decision and judgment as the discrimination. Okay, we have the next is about messages and models of reality. To complete the analogy between language and a code, we must talk about messages. A code is a means of conveying messages, a vehicle of communication. How shall we understand the term message as applied to language? It is necessary first to go back to the distinction between sense and reference. The need for this distinction is traditionally argued by philosophers through examples such as the morning star and the evening star. Although these two expressions have the same reference, they both refer to the same celestial object, Venus. They differ in sense, as the evening star means the star which appears in the evening, and the morning star means the star which appears in the morning. So here we have what we call as the messages and models of reality. So a code here means a conveying messages. So messages are considered as a vehicle of communication. So here, how could we apply a code as a means of conveying messages? So you can see from the example given below. Okay, it is necessary first to go back to the distinction between sense and reference. So we have the sense and reference. Okay, sense is different with reference. So when you want to know more about this, you can see the example about the morning star and the evening star. Okay, although these two expressions have the same referent, okay, they both refer to the same celestial object Venus. They differ in sense. Okay, they are the same in reference, but they are different in sense. Okay, as the evening star means the star which appears in the evening, and the morning star means the star which appears in the morning. Okay, they have the same sense, but different. Okay, sorry, they have the same reference, but different in sense, as you can see from the image. Okay, next we have the second one. John Smith's birthday was on the 24th of June. Yesterday was my birthday. Although these sentences differ in sense, it's quite possible for them to have the same reference and the same truth value. This would be the case if two were uttered on the 25th June by the John Smith referred to in one. On the basis of this identity of reference, they can be said to convey the same message. That is, we may take the message of an utterance to be what it conveys about the real word. Okay, so here I'd like to underline our focus is about referent and sense. Okay, the same referent and different in sense, like I said, and this one also shows, okay, you about the difference between referent and sense, like morning star and evening star. The same referent as Venus, but morning star, the star is in the morning. Evening star, the star is in the evening. They different in sense. Okay, I'd like to add here with the same truth value. They are different sense and the same truth value. John Smith's birthday was on the 24th of June. Yesterday was my birthday. Okay, from this example, you can see that it's quite possible for them to have the same reference and the same truth value. Okay, this would be the case if two were uttered on 25th June by the John Smith referred to in one. Okay, when the same what we call it man is delivered by the speaker. On the basis of this identity of reference, they can be said to convey the same message. Okay, the same message about the birthday. That's we may take the message of an utterance to be what it conveys about the real word. Okay, what is said here based on the message is also known as the real word, beside what we call as the reference, sense, and truth value. Okay, reference and sense, okay, are covered with truth value when they are regarded as the real word. Okay, I think that's all that's about our explanation today. So, as you can see, at the end of my presentation, there will be some questions that should be answered. So, I think the time is nearly over. So, it would be better this one will become your assignment or your. Okay, as usual, at the end of the meeting, I will send the link of the attendance. Okay. Please check your chat column. And also, I'd like to inform the student who couldn't join our lecture. The recording of our lecture today will be uploaded into my YouTube channel. So please check and view my YouTube channel to learn the topic of English prose today. Okay, I think that's all for our lecture today. I hope what I've described or explained to you will improve your knowledge, especially about what we call it the levels of organization in language, okay, linguistic form, encoding and decoding, and etc. Thank you very much for your attention. See you next week and goodbye.